everybody, and welcome to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin, she's Stevie.
Hi.
And,
This is a podcast about friendship.
throwing it back to last week, I guess. Yeah.
By friends, for friends.
We're not going to start doing that every one, are we?
I guess not.
Okay.
By that reaction. No, we won't. It's just fresh in my mind from last week, so
I get that.
About it.
That's... Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Anyway. So, what's going on, Steve? What's going on?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot?
I've got a couple questions ready for you for this episode.
Okay, I'm
things
scared.
I just want your opinions on. Some things.
Should I be afraid?
No.
Oh, are you sure?
I don't think so.
Okay, well that's not comforting.
I guess we'll find out.
Okay, bring it on. Let's go.
Okay. So, first of all, and I already know the answer, but I'll just double check. Have you seen any of like the current like reality like dating shows on Netflix?
Nope.
So they're wild, as you
I'm
can
sure.
imagine. But one of the like concepts of one of them, it's called Love is Blind. And the whole concept is that it's, I don't know, maybe 10 like guys and 10 girls, maybe more, are all kind of, they're dating each other, but they can never see each other. They're dating with like through in like a room. It's private, but there's a wall. Well, it's not private because it's on TV, but it's like a room, but there's a wall. They never see each other.
Okay.
And it starts off with like there's like 10 to 15 of each boys and girls, but then they usually dwindle it down. There's usually only about 5 or 6 couples that actually make it to the end.
Okay.
And they say like, and they propose like before they've ever seen each other.
Okay. So isn't this kind of like the what is that, Married at First Sight and that kind of stuff? Wasn't that a popular thing a while back? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a big one right now. And then none of them work out. I think maybe one.
Well, none of the
dating.
people that actually see each other do either, because The Bachelor doesn't ever go that well, does it? I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
how many years has that been going, and how many people have actually stayed together?
I have no idea. I never really got into the Bachelor.
I know a lot of people that are into it, and it surprises me, and I don't really get it. I mean, I don't know. I just don't really get it.
Honestly, dating shows are so weird to watch because I don't truly believe anyone goes on them anymore to find love. I think
They go on it to be
wants
famous.
clout.
Yeah, they go on it to become famous.
Exactly.
Clout.
Do you know what clout means?
Yes, I know what clout means.
What's your definition of clout?
Fame, like celebrity.
Like relevance.
Yeah.
A following.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can you have bad clout? Is that a thing? Or is clout just
sure.
good?
I mean, it's like press. You can have bad press, but if you don't want to be canceled, you might have some bad press about something you said, but some people like the bad attention too, so that's probably
Well, there is the
an
saying,
opinion thing.
no press is bad press, or something like that. Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, so surely there can be bad clout, but like a lot of people, like if they go on these shows, I've seen this happen to a couple people. They go on the show and, it's so highly produced. They have 45-minute to an hour episodes come out every week or whatever, but there's 70 to 100 hours that were filmed to make that one episode. So clearly it's a lot of things get cut out. People are kind of, you say one thing in episode 1 and out, okay, the producers say that guy's going to be the villain this season and we'll paint him, we can edit him that way and whatever. It's highly produced. And that, I've seen that really ruin people. I've seen people completely like get rid of social media after that. And, they just kind of are like, all right, I give up. The public hates me. There's no point. I'm not going to even try.
I get that.
But
I don't get that because I've never been in that situation. But
do you think the concept of Love is Blind? Do you think you could fall in love with someone without ever seeing them?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I think you can fall in love with somebody's personality. I also think that I don't think that love is a. Like, I'm not one of the people that thinks that there's only one person out there for everybody. I think you can fall in love with just about anybody.
Yeah, okay.
I think that you can fall in love very much with a person's personality and what they're like. Yeah, and I don't think you ever need to see them.
So you think love is truly blind?
Yeah, I don't think you need to. Like, I don't think that I mean, you may or may not find somebody attractive to start with.
Right.
But I don't know because if you love somebody, then they become attractive to you.
I agree.
Like, I don't think you necessarily need the vision to yeah, I get you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think like yeah, I think that personality can go a long way for sure, and just like common interests and stuff like that. So that's been a big reality show.
Would you ever go on a dating show, Steve? You
No,
gotta talk. You can't just shake your head. Like,
sorry, no.
It's audio medium.
What is no? That's my
okay.
answer. No, but I also another thing about these reality TV dating shows is, like I said, I don't think anyone's going on there at this point to like find your husband or wife. I think people are going to like get their 15 minutes of fame and see what they can do with that.
Yeah.
And then be crazy on the internet and get a lot of clout. But I honestly think watching those shows is painful to me. I mean, it's trash reality TV. It's a kind of a guilty pleasure anyway.
Yeah.
But the dating shows specifically, those reality shows, just make my skin crawl. But I also can't. It's like I can't look away.
Like a car crash?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's so people are just so. They care.
Yeah. It's not me. I don't get into that kind of stuff.
Right. I understand. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me,
I mean, there's a lot of people like it though. Like, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of people that like it.
They do well.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's not my type of thing. I'm not a fan of the really like some cringiness is okay. But I'm not a fan when it gets super, super, super hardcore, like awkward and cringy and stuff. Like watching it because it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly.
And I don't even like even comedy shows or comedies that are like that. Like at a certain point, it makes me not laugh. It makes me feel awkward and uncomfortable, and I don't like that.
Yes.
Now I know that that's what they're going for a lot of times. Like some of them.
I know.
Norm Macdonald. I'm sure you don't know who he is, but he was extremely awkward.
I know of Norm.
And just, I mean, that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just, and I thought he was funny in a lot of things, but there was times where it's just like, that's tough.
No, public, when it gets taken to like the public, like, Impractical Jokers, I know people like love that show and just diehard fans of that show. Have you seen it? Like, do you know the concept?
Well, since I work overnights, I see it on one of the television because I have a bunch of televisions that I can see, so I can see it. I've never actually turned the volume on to listen to it because I'm doing other things, but I can see it. And sometimes I'm like, how do they even get this to? How do they even make this happen? Because if you have to tell people what's going on to a certain extent to get them to okay this or something, I would think, but maybe not. I don't know.
Who knows? But it's stuff like that. Stuff that's like you're going out into the public and I get like secondhand embarrassment. Yeah. And I don't find that, it gets to a point where there's zero humor to me and it's all just uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
I can't sit with that. I'm like, change it, skip ahead. Like, I don't want to know what this person on the street did because that's just awkward. And like, I don't know. It's
I
just
get
like,
that.
you're just pulling a big prank on everyone and it's not that funny to me.
I get that. I don't know. Yeah, it's not my thing.
They also have a popular Netflix show. It has a few seasons now. It's called Too Hot to Handle. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
So it's a little scandalous, but basically they get a bunch of like, they tell people who are auditioning, like you're auditioning for like a summer house game show, and it's like you're supposed to, it's like a dating show, and they want you to kind of like, they want people who are risky and who like are into like hookup culture. Like they want those people.
Okay.
Because that's what they're like kind of leading them on to think this show is about.
Yeah.
And then like they find out like the first day that the whole challenge is like you have to make like real connections with people, and they don't let you like sleep in the same bed as anyone. Like you're not supposed to even like talk to the opposite sex unless you're like granted like this, we think you guys have a special connection, you guys can go on a date.
Okay.
And even then there's still rules. In like the first season, and if you guys, and it's like, but if someone kisses, then like the pot of money goes down. So it's like you guys get penalized for basically like, if you like can't keep your hands off each other, the money goes down.
Okay.
In the very first season, I do think it was a good concept, the first season, because it was unfamiliar to everyone.
Yeah, but now everybody knows what it is.
Now everyone knows what it is, one. And once they get told, they just know, I'm going to get famous after this no matter what. I don't care about the money, so they don't follow the rules anyway. And it's just dumb. right?
Okay.
So there was another show that came out on Valentine's Day, and I binged it like I needed it to survive, and it was called The Perfect Match.
Okay.
And it was so stupid, but so amazing at the same time. It was people from all these different reality Netflix shows, and I guess, they kind of all know each other because, like, they go to the same parties and they know the same people, whatever. And they took a bunch of them, put them in a house, and they were like, you have to find your perfect match and cause some drama, start some drama. And there will be challenges, and, like, every night they had to, like, once again, there's like an even amount of like both boys and girls, and they have to pair up every night. Like you have to pick someone like, hey, are you good to be my match? Okay, great. And then the next day they have to like do a challenge together. And that's like, but every other day they'd bring in 2 guys so that there'd be an odd number. So then, okay, the girls could go pick one of the 2 new guys and kick one of the other guys out. And then, okay, the next time they bring in 2 girls and the guys can kind of pick and do the same thing. It's insane the way these grown adults are acting on this show.
Oh yeah, people are all out. Yeah,
for no money. There was no money involved. The prize was you get a all expenses trip paid for with your perfect match. Someone got engaged on this show, and they are not together anymore.
Yeah, it's the fame.
What in the world?
It's not for me. I like the like either sitcoms or like dramas or something like that.
That's why I say it's like my guilty pleasure. Like I'm not proud that I enjoy it, but it's just like you said, a car crash. I can't, once I'm in, and I need to know who wins. I need to know all the drama. I need to see who's the villain. I need to see what happens.
Okay, so you talked about this when you were just talking about that, is the binging. Binge it. Mm-hmm. Do you're not that old, so I got to think about this the right way. Do you like when a show, because some of them will come out like week at a time.
Oh, I know.
Where it's like, okay, week. Here's a week. Or do you like it when it's here's everything, watch whatever you want? Which one do you prefer?
Because
I have a thought on this, and I want to see what yours is.
It's definitely more anticipated when you're waiting every week to wait. Like RuPaul's Drag Race, as I mentioned many a times in the past, comes out every week. But I go back and watch old shows that I can just watch at my disposal, that I can just binge if I want.
Yeah.
A reality show, it's hard because I would prefer to have them all just right in front of me, of course. But that's just indulging. That's just like, doesn't everyone want that? Wouldn't anyone prefer that if they could?
I don't know. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I think nowadays people do, because nowadays people don't have I think people have gotten a lot less patient. Because you have a phone that you can look up anything instantly, and there's everything is available immediately at your fingertips. Yeah. So I think people have gotten a lot less patient. But there's something about watching something weekly.
Yeah, I agree.
That's nice, because it's not. The only thing about when I binge something, or if I do watch something that way, is once it's over, I now have a full year to wait for it again.
That's true.
Like if I watch a show in 3 days, because I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I now have a full year, so another 362 days to wait for another one to come out, versus like if I watch a show that's once a week, even if it's only 10 episodes, that's 10 weeks. I only have, I have a lot less time to wait for it. And also I feel like a lot of shows nowadays too they're not as consistent about coming out with a new season on a regular basis. I
was just about to say that.
Like
362 days if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If they're on
it'll be like a year and a half or 2 years. I mean, I watched the show Westworld. I've told you about that before. And when they went from, I think it was season 3 to season 4. Season 4 just came out. It's probably been 6 months now or something. But I don't think they had a season in like 2.5 years. Which is a long time.
Stranger Things was like that.
Yeah.
Every season it's never just a year. It's like 2 to like 2.5 years, and I don't know if it's just because filming takes so long, if they need the kids to be a certain age or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, we would be so lucky if shows came out every single year. But
which it just so I mean, I almost think that having the one a week is kind of nice because it spreads it out and it makes you wait for it. And it kind of goes to the thing you were talking about last was it last week or the week before last week with the happiness deferred
that was
as
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, the week before last week. Yeah.
Oh.
Happiness
Same thing.
happiness deferred is happiness sustained. Is that what you said? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes,
it kind of goes along, like it gives you something to look forward to.
Well, the word binging is basically saying you're
overindulging.
overdoing it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it is.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, I mean, there is something that is pleasurable in the moment of, I can just sit here and watch 10 episodes and be lazy and sit in bed all day. Like, I need days like that.
Yeah.
But I agree that when it's a show I really enjoy, there is something nice about, like, every Friday, or for me it's Saturday, but every Saturday I get to watch RuPaul, and I get the new episode, and then I get to watch all of the, like, what do you call, like, commentary on it all week. I get to see what people said about it and stuff like that. And because we live in a world where, okay, I can have that every Saturday, but if I wanted to binge something else right now, I still could, is like, I think that they both have.
I think it's a nice mix because it's nice to go back and be able to watch things before, like older things, and I can, if I want to binge that, I could just watch it all again. Right. But if not, like, I kind of like having a week to digest something. Yeah. Also, another thing with it that has become an issue for me at times is a lot of times I don't have time to sit down and watch it all when it comes out, and a lot of people do, and then they're talking about it. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
No flipping idea, because I didn't have time to watch it, all of it.
Yes.
Now, So what is, but on the binging, what is the largest binge that you've ever been on with television like that? Like, what's the biggest one that you ever did? Because I have one, and it was pretty intense.
Oh, goodness. With television.
Or movies or anything. Just like, I know you're not a huge movie person, but
I actually, okay.
You've been getting more into them. I've been trying to get you more into different movies, and it's not going well.
My answers, I have two answers. They are kind of, they're both of these answers are so ridiculous. You're going to make fun of me, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. One time, me and my friend Valerie, shout out Valerie, my best friend growing up, we binged playing Minecraft. Okay. I'm not kidding, for 2 days. We got up to use the bath. We sat on her couch in a blanket, like the freaking grandparents on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Mm-hmm. Like, my head was here, my feet were where her head was, and opposite. We just sat here and watched a TV. We played Minecraft on a TV for like 10 hours for 2 days, and we left the house once to get Chick-fil-A with her dad. Other than that, we were sat playing Minecraft.
How old were you when you did this?
I don't know, 7th, 8th grade. Minecraft is not a very... There's only so much you can do in Minecraft. It's like building and like walking around. Like, for anyone who doesn't know, it's not like a story game where you are like on levels and levels. What were like? That blows my mind.
But I think the building sometimes, like I used to play. One of the games that I used to play a lot was Roller Coaster Tycoon. Mm-hmm. You build theme parks, and I could sit there and play that for hours, and it just flies by. You don't even notice it.
Well, I think that's just what happened. Yeah. And like for 2 days though, two girls who are 13, 14 years old.
That's a lot.
Sitting and playing Minecraft.
I've never played Minecraft. I can say I've never.
If you ever play it, you will realize how. Like now, if I ever play it now, just like for fun, I can't play it for more than 30 minutes. It's so boring. And the fact that I sat there on a couch for 2 days and played it is really mind blowing. The other only time I could think of was when I like was really binging something for a long time. You know the movie Pitch Perfect with like Rebel Wilson? Mm-hmm. I don't know why that movie has such a chokehold on me, but it does. It always has. The moment I saw it, it changed my life. I was in 6th grade and it was perfect. It was the perfect like coming of age teenage movie for me, I guess. Okay. And I just fell in love with it. I can't explain it. I could probably quote the entire movie to you.
Okay. Never seen it.
It's just my comfort movie.
Okay.
One day I stayed home. I was sick one day in like 6th grade. I watched it 4 times.
In a row?
In a row.
Back to back?
back to back, and then by the third time, I started writing like commentary on it, like it was like an assignment. I just was.
That would have been a great one of your YouTube videos.
Commentary on
Steve's
Pitch Perfect?
Steve's comments on Pitch Perfect.
Yeah, maybe.
It would have if you were in
was a little
6th grade. It
before
would have
the
been a little
time,
before
yeah.
that, but
Like, what girl? I had so many movies. My dad had so many good movies I could have watched in our house.
I'm
and
trying
I
to get
chose
you to watch. I'm trying to get you to watch Jurassic Park, which you've never seen. Have you?
I've seen Jurassic World with Chris Pratt.
Different? Nope. No. The original one. The original Jurassic Park from in the 80s, I think is when it came out in the 80s, or maybe it came out in the early 90s. But the original Jurassic Park, which is amazing. Back to the Future.
I've seen Back to the Future. That's
when have you seen Back to the Future?
I've seen that's not on the list. That was never on the list. You want me to watch? What's the movie with Chris Farley?
Oh, Tommy Boy.
You want me to watch?
You need to watch Tommy
really
Boy. I've been trying to get Nikki to watch Tommy Boy for like 3 years, and it still hasn't happened.
Yes.
Yeah, Chris Farley and David Spade. That's a great movie. Tommy Boy's hilarious.
And the thing is, I say I will watch them. I will probably watch Pitch Perfect 50 more times before I watch either of those movies.
I'm sure.
It's so ridiculous, though. I don't know why that movie. It's not like a cinematically like well-known masterpiece of a movie, but it just speaks to me. And I think because I liked it, now it's becoming nostalgic because I watched it when I was in 6th grade. Now it's like coming on, I guess, a decade.
Yeah. So the only time I ever really went on like a binge, and it kind of puts yours to shame, unfortunately. But
that's fine.
I got up one morning and I decided we're gonna watch the Harry Potter films, and I watched all of them before going to sleep.
That'll do it. Those are long movies. There's a lot of them.
Don't know how I stayed awake for all of. I mean, they're good movies. That's probably
if anyone's gonna stay awake for a long period of time, it's gonna be you.
Well, yeah.
You are pretty good at that.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
You do it like every day of your life, but it's fine.
Not every day, but I do it every once in a while. Which my dad did that. I remember when I was a kid. Maybe it's just in the genetics, because I remember when I was a kid, my dad and uncle. There would be times where, my dad owned a construction company, and there would be times where him and my uncle would paint a house. And they would start like one night, and they would paint for 2 days straight and not sleep. They would just, because me and my mom would go like take them dinner one night, and then the next day they would still be painting. And
That's impressive.
So it must be something in the genetics or something somewhere. I don't, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because I trained myself to do it. I don't really know. But yeah, I can stay up for a pretty good amount of time.
So if you had to guess, what's the hour mark of watching every single Harry Potter movie? What time do you start?
I felt like I want to say it was like somewhere around 19 to 20 hours that it took me to do it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that's pausing every once in a while to go to the bathroom and get food or something like that.
You paused? Like you haven't seen them all before?
I hadn't seen them all before. That's why I watched them all.
Oh, I didn't know.
I had only seen like the first. I had only seen like the first 3 or 4.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was like, okay, well, I kind of need to see all of them. So let's just start from the beginning.
Yeah,
and
it's
I just went through all of them.
When 2 years goes by before a show comes out, and you think, oh, I want to rewatch from the beginning. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you don't remember anything that went on before. But yeah, I don't. That's the biggest one for me for sure. I mean, there was times when I was a kid where I used to play video games or something and watch, or like computer games or whatever, and play those for several hours without stopping.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But I know I used to get in trouble as a little kid because I had a television in my bedroom and I would watch.
Me too.
I would watch. I would stay up late watching TV Land and watching like Gilligan's Island and stuff like that.
My dad, I don't really care. Whatever. He like went through a little phase where I think he was like worried about me having a TV in my room. Like I feel like we had a conversation where he was like trying to get me to kind of like wane off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, there's studies done where kids with like TVs in their rooms, like they don't get as good of grades and they just have like more of a distraction basically.
Yeah.
But I was very reliant, and I don't think it's my fault. I think my parents, like when I was a baby, they probably had the TV on when like I was going to sleep, and I was very reliant on it, and I couldn't sleep without the TV for, honestly, until like recently. It's kind of embarrassing, but
my dad still has the TV on half the time when he goes to sleep. Like it's just the way it is.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that do that.
Are like they think I'm crazy for it. And I mean, I don't really need it as much as I used to, but it used to, I mean, I have memories of like middle school still. I would be going to a friend's house and like we'd be having a sleepover, and I would get anxious because I was like, how do I break it to everyone here that we either have to have the TV on all night or I have to go sleep in another room with the TV because I couldn't do without it.
I never had that. I always had to have some sort of noise, and usually I would put the radio on. And I had a stereo in my room, and I would put that on as a kid. Or I would have the TV on, depending on which one it was. I can't do that anymore. It has to be quiet and dark.
I can try to I can like get on, I might like watch a couple videos before I'm like asleep, but if the TV is on throughout the night, it'll wake me up. So it has to turn off either like very shortly after I go to sleep or like right before I go to bed, I'll turn it off. Because if like a loud noise comes in at some point on the TV, or maybe it's the light even, I don't really know.
Yeah, I think it's the light because I can't. It's
can't
the
be
light
on
for
throughout
me.
the night.
It's the light for me.
It's
like,
the light for me.
Yeah, it's I can't sleep with a light. Like it has to be dark. So I think that's what it is more for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lately, what I've been doing, my poor boyfriend, I make him instead of having the TV on, we'll pick a video to watch on his phone, and I'll be like asleep, and I just make him sit there until I fall asleep, and then he can go.
How old are you?
22 years old. But we started doing it, and then it got to it's comfort now, and now I need it.
I get that.
We like it. It's kind of like a nice little thing at the end of the day. We sit there and we pick a video. It takes me 5 minutes, by the way, to fall asleep, but
you are really like a child. Like a little kid.
Oh my God, I know. My boyfriend says this every day of my life. I can't have a baby because I am the baby. That's how my life works.
Oh, good Lord.
I know. I also wouldn't have a baby. Anyway, that's not a thought, but in my mind. But just if I did, it would be trouble for both of us because we'd have 2 babies. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Are we
Lord.
done yet? What?
Yeah, that's a good stopping point. Are we done yet? Yes. Yeah, guys, don't forget to, thanks for listening again. Don't forget to follow us, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Join us on Instagram, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.